and I think this one was from Argos, but I'm not 100% sure. This was given to me by a friend who basically had it for about 3 years, only played it like a couple of times, so decided to give it to me because he was like moving out and it was taking up a lot of room. So it's very nice of him. So there was a few issues with this guitar when I got it. Mainly, there was rust on quite a few things, and the strings were one of them. The pickups also had quite a lot of rust on the pole pieces, the magnetic bits, and the plug socket also had like quite a bit of rust on it. So I decided to change a whole bunch of things on it. I have recorded this a few times now, but things have changed and also other issues. But basically, I was going to put in some sound files of the stock pickups and the new pickups, but I decided not to because of the two main reasons. One, the bit I chose to do the bit I chose to play for the stock pickups was it sounded fine, but it was very sloppy playing because I'm still quite new to playing guitar. But then when I came back to it for the new pickups, I couldn't get it. Not as good as it was before, at least. And secondly, mind blank. Secondly, they sounded very different, like the pickups, and it's not because of the pickups. There's a general sort of volume difference between the two, and that I don't think that's because of the pickups. I think that's because of the height of the pickups from the strings. I didn't record it with my stock ones, so I didn't put the new ones at the same height to the strings and everything. Also, I may have changed the gain, the input gain on my audio interface, which would have changed the volume of them, and I didn't want to artificially amplify the second set of recordings because that would have introduced background noise or increased the background noise and other things which wouldn't have really made it a fair comparison, which it wasn't already because of the different pickup heights anyway. So I just thought I'll just talk about the whole process of changing pickups and the bridge and everything, because I've done that as well. If it's worth the money, and how easy it is to do, and if I'm happy with it. So first things first, I had to change the strings. I mean, I just cut them and chucked them because they were really, really rusty. It's got new strings, and they are the cheapest set I could find on eBay. It was £2.50, and they sound fine. Obviously not as good as other ones. I've got a pack of Elixir OptiWeb strings, which is going to be going on one of my other guitars when I change the pickups on that one, because I've got some other ones from the same manufacturer which are going to go in it. Strings, they're fine. I had to buy a second pair though, set, because I suddenly just forgot how to restring a guitar, and this high E string snapped while I was restringing it. It was the first one. I just put the string straight in the tuner and just started twisting it. It was like, this doesn't feel right, and then it snapped and whipped my hand and cut, and then I was like, oh yeah, I remember how to do it now. So mistakes were made and lessons were learned, so I bought a second set, but it's only $2.50, so it's fine. I've got the other 5 strings as backups in case any of these break or get rusted or whatever. But now onto the main thing, the pickups. Get that out of the way. So these are Warman 6 gauges. It's £27 from Warman Guitars. Got them on his eBay shop because they were slightly cheaper, especially with the fact that it had free shipping on eBay, or it was £4 from his website for shipping. Look really nice. I got them in white with black like hex screw heads. I think they look really nice. Also, the logo for Warman, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, the silver shiny bit. It's like embossed material, where it's kind of raised out and silver coated. whereas on the other Warman pickups I've got, it's just a sticker. So I thought that was quite nice. Yeah, £27. It's fairly easy to change. The only issue really was getting the scratch guard off, because it goes underneath this part of the neck here. I had to kind of bend it to slide it out, and with the pickups being recessed, it got caught on bits, so I had to really bend it a bit and raise the pickups to get it out. But once it was out, it was fine, and it wasn't really close to breaking or anything, so it was fine. A load of wires were connected to the scratch guard though, mainly the wires going from here, and also this wire just here, if I can find it. Yeah, just here, that's connected to this, and that wire's to ground all of this stuff at the back with the bridge and also the strings, because that's all connected. Just reduces any buzzing. So yeah, I had to basically balance the guitar on my lap, have this kind of just hanging off, and then just working on it from there, which was a bit awkward, but it was fine. Overall took about hour and a half maybe, and that was to change the pickups, to remove and desolder the old ones, and then install and solder up the new ones. Also to take out the old jack, desolder it, put in the new one, solder that up, and also to change the bridge. Like, I did all of that in one go. It took, yeah, no longer than an hour and a half. So onto looks. I think it looks much nicer now. Like the old pickups, like I said, they're a bit rusty and crappy looking, whereas these new ones are just gorgeous. I like the 6 gauges by them. I've got a pair of 12 gauges in one of the guitars behind me. Can't see it now, but I'm sure there'll be a video on that at some point soon. These have, I can't remember what it said on the website, but I measured them, and the neck has 5.7 kilo ohm, the middle has 5.79 kilo ohm, and the bridge has 6.36 kilo ohm, which is much higher than the 4.4, 4.4 and 4.3 kilo ohm of the original pickups. It's like 25-ish, 25 to 40-ish % more resistance, and therefore more output, because more resistance means there's more windings of the coil in the pickup, which gives for a higher output of the signal for when you play the string, when you play. The inductance is mentioned on the website. I don't remember it off the top of my head, and I don't have it written down, and also I don't have the original the stock pickup inductance, and I can't measure that, so can't compare those, but I'm sure these ones are much higher, because these are quite high inductance ones. They got strong magnets in it. Again, higher inductance often leads to a higher output, which is often desired for metal. Well, sort of all genres really, depends. Anyway, it's getting sidetracked. These pickups sound really nice. I'm really liking them so far. They're really full-bodied, I'd say. The other ones were a bit kind of, I don't want to say tinny, but they were very, had quite a lot of high note. It's quite strong with the highs, whereas these ones are quite full-bodied. They sound quite nice. Haven't been playing guitar all that long, and I haven't really played with any big name ones like Seymour Duncans or anything, so I can't comment on how they are compared to those, but all I know is these sound good, especially for 27 quid. You just can't really go wrong with that, I think. And it's fun to do, looks awesome. Personally, I think it's well worth it. Costs less than half the price of the guitar, and to be honest, the pickups and the strings are the main things that would affect your tone. Obviously, I mean, I've seen videos on tone wood and stuff. Yes, it makes a bit of a difference, but once you start adding distortion, none of that really makes a difference, I don't think. What does make a difference is the strings. So these cheap, crappy ones, probably not going to cut it for anything professional at all, although I'm far from that level anyway. But these pickups, yeah, they're awesome. They're really good. Onto the bridge now. This here comes with a tremolo arm. It's not great, doesn't really work that well. Not sure why. I think there's a big block of rubber sort of in where it attaches, so it might just be that it's kind of pressing against things and not actually moving the bridge that much. But hey, it's better than no tremolo arm, which it didn't come with one originally, so I'll take that. It does kind of work, just not as well as the other guitar I've got, which does have a proper one. So okay, this is the bridge that I replaced. You can see it's quite thin. This is the one that's in there now. Let's try and get them side by side. So you can see the new one is quite a lot thicker, and that's good because a thicker bridge would transfer fewer vibrations from the strings to the body of the guitar. This was quite an easy change. You literally just, once you've taken the strings off, you unscrew all of these 6 screws, and then you just need to deal with these springs, which I found getting a flathead screwdriver and sort of jamming it into underneath this part here and just like flipping it up. It comes off, but it didn't fly across the room or damage anything. It was the best way I could think of doing it. Putting them on was much easier though. Like once you've got the new bridge in and you screw it down with the 6 screws, then you just use the same flathead screwdriver on the hole, and then you just lift it up, put it behind these little like angled teeth, and then you just move it forward until it slots on. So it's much easier putting it on than taking it off. And yeah, again, it's quite fun. The bridge was about 20 quid off eBay, and it's nice, got no complaints. There wasn't really anything particularly wrong with this original one, just that, yeah, this is really thin and won't be very good for your sustain. Also didn't come with a tremolo arm. It has the hole for one, but I guess I could have just bought an arm, but I wanted a thicker bridge as well, because I've heard good things about thicker bridges. Adds to the sustain. It's also wasn't rusty, but just really dusty, and I couldn't get the dust off. Not that it matters at all, but I thought, you know what, I'm upgrading a load of things, and I wanted to give it a go and see if it makes any difference. Can't say I've noticed much in terms of sustain increase, but I wasn't really looking too much at it with the old one anyway, so meh. It was a fun little upgrade, and I had a bit of money lying around for once, and thought I would upgrade this because well, just because I find it fun, and I'm thinking of selling this maybe at some point. Before it wasn't really worth anything, it was covered in rust and everything, would have been maybe worth 20 quid at most, whereas now I think it's worth probably about the same amount that I spent on it, so you know, so maybe 50 quid or something. Nice pickups, upgraded bridge and stuff. You know, I'm sure I could get it for like 40-50 quid or something, but the money wasn't really the issue for me. It was just the I don't know, I learned about myself that I like just playing around with things, like taking things apart, changing things, customizing it to make it mine. And that being said, about selling it, I might keep it, but I'm not 100% sure. The frets are not really level, around here, around 15, 16-ish. The 17th fret or whatever it is between and is the one that's like higher than the others, so if I go to fret 14, 15, 16, it just plays 17. So I've got a fret leveling file arriving hopefully soon. I ordered that ages ago and it still hasn't come yet. It's coming from China though, so no surprises there. So hopefully I can fix that. But yeah, other than that, was it worth the almost pretty much 50 quid is what I spent on everything for the new non-rusted RCA jack to plug it in, the bridge, the pickups and strings, about 50 quid for everything. Took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours, what with the restringing, 2 hours, but other than that, hour and a half for everything else. Was it worth it? Yes, I think so. I definitely think the pickups were worth it. The bridge, if it was 10, 15 quid, then I'd say yeah, that was worth it. But 20 quid, I didn't really notice too much of a difference. So meh, and yeah, strings. Spend a bit more on strings maybe. Maybe not as much as the Elixir OptiWebs or NanoWebs. They can cost like 10-12 quid a set. You know, if you are wanting strings that last a long time on your home practice guitar, those are perfect for it. If you're playing live, you may not want to go for those in case you play quite hard and you break them. That's a lot of money. But yeah, maybe don't go for the cheapest, but these are fine. They do the job for me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not recording anything with this guitar. That's for the other two I've got back there. That one on just here is a bass guitar, so and I have another one here, but 4 and 5 string, which I might do a showcase of if people are interested. Just tell you my thoughts on them, and maybe some tips on when buying a guitar, because I did go through that a few times. So that brings me to the end of this video, really. Mods are fun, and they're worth the money if you have it. Didn't really cost that much, was fun to do, and I think it's better now. I feel like it's more, you know, my guitar, so which is also good. Not really sure what else to say. I don't think I repeated myself as much in this recording as I did in the other ones, so maybe it was good that the other ones didn't work out. So subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below if you have any questions regarding anything to do with guitars, in particular newbie ones, because I've been playing for what, like 3 months now on guitar, 6 months, no, what's it, 11th, 5, maybe 4 or 5 months on bass, so I'm quite new to all of this. Loving it a lot. Still loving my drums, but because I'm way better at them, but you know, just there's something about guitars that I never knew that I liked before. So yeah, I'll shut up now. Hopefully see you in the next video, which will be one on the diesel mod for this Boss Metal Zone MT2 distortion pedal. That one was quite a fun upgrade as well, and much cheaper than all of this. It's like £8, so that'll be coming up shortly. Stick around and hope to see you around. Have a good evening, day, night. See ya.